Alright guys and girls, this is Tommy with Red Genie Outdoors. Today we're going to be doing a review on my hunting setup, and it just so happens to be a Bear Archery trimmer. I have the 70-pound variant. It is currently set to 70 pounds. It has an 80% let off. And as far as I can tell so far, it is a sweet shooting bow. It's got a smooth draw. It's got a solid back wall. It's quiet. It's accurate. You can hold it back all day, figuratively speaking. And it's just a pleasure to shoot. So anyways, my setup here, you know, I have the Limb Saver, or I'm sorry, True Glow string leeches on my cable and my string. I have a self-made wrist strap, and then here in the front I have a SAS stabilizer, and it's got some counterbalance to it, and also an SAS 5-pin sight with adjustment lines on it so that you can tell, you know, when you're making those small adjustments. It has the twin string stops, which comes factory with the bow. I love that. The only quarrel I have with it is these little rubber stops right here. When I first got the bow, every time I would shoot it, they would kick over a little bit, kick over. I wasn't paying attention to them, and eventually the string would come forward of them and rip them off. So I had to glue those on. I also had to adjust them from the factory because they weren't quite making contact with the string when it was let down, and it wasn't as quiet as it could have been. So I adjusted the stops up just until they touched, and now it's dead silent. I have the bow set up at 30 inches of draw, which is perfect for me. And then I have my draw stop set at 30 inches as well. So as soon as that string reaches 30 inches of draw, that backstop kicks in and just gives me an absolutely solid back wall. The only issue I have with the back wall is that this bow is very eager to come off the back wall. It's ready to shoot. So if you're not paying attention, if you kind of relax a little bit too much, it's going to try to pull off that back wall. So you're going to have to be mindful of that. It's not a big issue with me. I've gotten used to it, but it is something you're going to have to get used to. Is it a downfall? It depends on if you like it or not. I don't mind it so much, so to me it's not. But yeah, it's a pretty tricky back wall to get used to. The trimmer itself is it's 33-inch axle to axle, which is a good tall bow. The brace height is 6 3/4 inches, I believe, which is a good medium ground for me. It's not a competition bow. This is a straight up hunting bow, and it was built perfectly for that. Some recommendations I would have for it: if you're not a bow tech, then I would definitely take it in, have your knocking point set up properly, have the arrow leveled with the string, have them mark where your peep sight's going to be, shoot cut arrows. All these little things are going to make it way more accurate when you're out in the field, when you're at the range, trying to get them good groupings, or, you know, trying to take that trophy buck. Another thing I like about the bow is this handle it comes with, or grip, I'm sorry. Without the grip on there, it's a little bit small for my hands, but you put this rubber grip on there and it's just about perfect. It's got enough grip for you to have a good firm feel on the bow, even with a relaxed grip like I like to shoot. So yeah, I love the grip. I guess that about wraps it up, man. I'm not a professional bow connoisseur. I'm just trying to tell you the stuff I like about it. The only issue I had with it was that back wall is pretty jumpy if you relax on it. It's a good solid back wall, but you got to hold it on the back wall. And that would be the only thing I would think people wouldn't like about it. You know, if you were to go and get some real good quality accessories for the bow, it would just be phenomenal. My setup right now is built on a budget. You know, I spent the majority of my budget on the bow itself, knowing that I could come back later and get good quality accessories. My stabilizer is good. I love it. I'm not going to upgrade that, even though it's from a lesser known brand, which is SAS, Southland Archery Supply. But that does what it's supposed to do. The sight, I'm going to upgrade. I'm going to go to Trophy Ridge. I just love the Trophy Ridge products, as well as the rest. Right now it's got, man, I forget. This is a generic SAS, but there's I think it's called like Hostage or something like that they copied with this rest. It's a good rest. It holds the arrows. It's a full entrapment rest. And I don't have any problems with it, but I would prefer something like a Trophy Ridge Revolution. I had that on my last bear, and I just loved it. Absolutely loved it. And as far as the sight goes, you know, you get what you pay for. So if you decide to get this bow, make sure you dress it up with good stuff. It deserves it. It's an excellent bow. I love the way it fires. I got about a month left before opening day here in West Texas, and hopefully going to put a deer on the ground. We're going to get some recordings of the hunt, you know, jumping right into self-filmed hunts. I know it's a tricky endeavor, but we're going to get it done, hopefully. So now I guess the only thing left to do is get out to the range and see how this thing performs. My little blurb here, I'm not a professional archer. I'm not the best. So I'm going to go out there and try to see how the bow performs. Don't judge me on my performance. But yeah, we're going to get out there and see how it does. We'll see what kind of groups we can get. See you in a bit. Alright guys, we're going to try to put together a grouping on here. See how we can do. Hopefully you can see that target fairly well. I'm going to try to describe, you know, what I like about the bow, what I'm feeling when I'm shooting it. Got a little bit of wind here. Hopefully we can get a good grouping for you guys. All right. Let's see how the bear fires. First of all, I notice a really smooth draw. And the back wall is nice, thanks to a adjustable stop. It's easy to hold back thanks to the 80% let off. Comes off the back wall easy. You got to pay attention to that. The release is smooth, it doesn't kick too hard. It sounds really quiet to the shooter due to the dual string stops. It takes all the vibration out of it, really. Alright, looks like a pretty good grouping. Still got some fine tuning to do, but it's shooting, you know, a really good group, so That's what you're really concerned about whenever you're looking at accuracy. The bow is doing what it's supposed to do. So any error is probably with myself. So yeah, let's do a view close to the bag so you can hear how quiet it is from 20 yards. All right, here we are up close to the bag. I'm gonna walk back to 20 yards. We'll do a little sound check from 20 yards. I do have an external mic, so it's a little bit more sensitive. Spider. And see how it does. All right, so we got a decent grouping here. Like I said earlier, you know, the bow's doing what it's supposed to. I need to do some fine tuning. That last shot in the liver, that was me. I fluffed the shot a little bit. But yeah, it's holding good groups. It could do a lot better once I do a good tune on the bow. I'm a big fan of walk back tuning. We'll do a video on that as well. But yeah, shooting pretty good. Hopefully it sounded good at 20 yards. So yeah, let's see what's next. All right, guys. Well, I think that turned out pretty good. Hopefully you can forgive all the noise. My neighbor was out there mowing his grass, and with this external mic that I have, it picks up everything. So you'll have to forgive the noise quality. As we move on with this channel, it's a brand new channel, but as we move on with it, you know, we're gonna take that stuff into more accountability. I was kind of eager to get my first video, my first review up, and just, you know, see how this channel is received by the people on YouTube. So so I apologize for all the noise, but like I said earlier, it's a great bow. I think people who are way more experienced than me would get great joy out of this bow, as well as people who are just getting into the sport. I think it could accommodate everybody from beginners up to, you know, professionals. I see professionals on TV, on other YouTube channels. I see them using Bears all the time. I've heard nothing but good things about them, and I love mine. I don't plan on, you know, I don't plan on switching from Bear. I love it. My son shoots a Bear apprentice. A couple of the guys on Red Genie Outdoors, they also shoot Bears, and it's just, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So that's it. Hope you guys found my review useful. I know there's a lot of stuff I didn't cover, like how to adjust the draw length, how to adjust the poundage. Everybody knows, well, not everybody, but a lot of people know that you adjust these two little bolts right here, loosen it to decrease the poundage and tighten it to increase the poundage right there. And then on the cam itself, there's a module right here. It's got all the numbers on it, and you just take out those Allen keys in the back here and adjust it to the proper draw length. As well as right here, there is the draw stop, and that thing just connects right here on the string and gives you that good solid back wall I've been talking about. So yeah. So anyways, welcome to Red Genie Outdoors. Hopefully you guys can subscribe and like. Leave a comment if you want. And I think we can make this channel get big. And let's see where we go from here. Have a good day.